Hi, it's Dr. Doug Curtis from Dyslexic and Unstoppable. Our mission is to help dyslexics rediscover their inner power. So hard to believe, it's already near the end of June. Summer's already well underway. The kids are at camp or, started their sports or their other activities. Or maybe they've just been having fun outside in the nice weather. At any rate, in previous episode we talked about how to fit reading into your schedule, reading classes, spelling classes, speech classes, whatever it is, to try to fit in the schedule in the summer. But what do you do if it's now the end of June and maybe you haven't started that already? Maybe, you allowed your child just to have fun so far. Everybody's just enjoying the weather, or even, sometimes we let our kids play on the computers too long, or watch TV or whatever. But if you fell into some not so good habits, what do you do? So I'd like to give you a couple of tips to get things back on track, start getting some reading and other things in it. So the first thing is, don't go all in at once. In other words, start maybe a little bit at a time. You could even, if your child's doing a camp or is has an activity that you have to drive to, in the car, start listening to some audiobooks maybe. Maybe these are the books that your child needs to read for the summer, for summer reading. You can start listening to some audiobooks in the car just to get, again, back into books or whatever. You could do some speech lessons in the car. There are lots of speech tapes or YouTube videos to help teach speech, just to practice, 5 minutes in the car, or maybe a spelling thing that you can practice in the car, whatever it is, but just a tiny little thing in a time where it doesn't feel like you're sitting down and kind of forcing them to study hard or whatever, but just fitting it into some little downtime. That's one little place you can go. The other thing I would say is start with maybe 4 days a week, or the Monday through Thursday, that by, say, whatever time you want them to go to bed, maybe an hour before that you start turning off the electronics and start some reading time. This does a couple things. First of all, obviously it helps incorporate reading into the whole schedule. But I can't tell you how many times at the office I'll see a child who's having trouble sleeping, and I'll start talking to them, and it turns out they've got the computer on, the TV on, their phone on, and they're up till 2 o'clock in the morning, can't get to sleep, and of course then they're sleeping way too late during the morning. And obviously just all that stimulation is going to keep you awake, but the screens, our computer screens, our phone screens, they emit this blue light that really stimulates the brain and messes with the part of the brain that controls your sleep and wake. And when that happens, it makes it hard for the brain to go to sleep. So shutting those electronics off a good hour before allows your child to kind of wind down and get some rest. And you can do it just Monday through Thursday, and then let the weekend, let them have a little bit more fun. Let them stay up maybe a little bit later. Again, then they don't feel like they're just working. And then as they start to get more into routine, then you can start to actually, say, okay, we're going to do 15 minutes 3 times a week, or we're going to sit down and actually work on some spelling words, or do some writing exercises, or read a little bit, or whatever it is. But you can again break it into small bits so that they have some time to work, and then afterwards you reward them with going outside and having fun together, or doing an activity together, or something else. So just some tips to get you back on track, so that they can have a good summer and also get some work done and prepare for next school year. Love to hear what you think. Leave us a comment on our blog at dyslexicandunstoppable.com, or visit Facebook and look up Dyslexic Unstoppable. Find our fan page, and we'd love to hear from you there. Until next time.